where we dropping, boys?
Oh my God! You're a monster!
Okay, dude, what the? Yo, what the? Hey, relax, buddy.
Okay!
You heard it up top. We are back with the game to rule all games, and it's about to be a battle royale on this podcast. And only one will survive. You listeners, as you listen to us talk about the popular game, Fortnite. You're on Normies Like Us with your hosts, Shootin' Colin.
Llama Mike. I don't know.
Jonesy Joe.
Winner, Jacob dinner.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Nice.
take it.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Chicken dinner.
Mike to Royale,
What?
maybe? Who knows?
Oh,
Royale with cheese, as it were, in
Yeah.
some other countries.
Or is that
Fortnite.
PUBG where they say chicken dinner?
I think that's PUBG. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Today.
Up already.
Same thing.
That's going to be part of the conversation for sure. But so, Fan February, sort of, we're doing. Joe, you recommended Fortnite. What
Yeah.
led you to recommend the game of games?
The game, yeah. So that's what I'm going to stand by on this episode. I think this is like the only video game that matters for the last 5 years and for the next 5 years. I think like it's the thing that's going to overshadow when no one could get a PS5. Earlier this year, I was getting ready to travel home for the holidays. I was talking to family and they were like, oh, heads up. By the way, we're playing a lot of Fortnite now. That's kind of our thing. Yeah, they added Spider-Man for No Way Home, and you can web swing in it. And I was like, say no more. I'm sold. I want to web swing in everything. Played a couple games in my parents' kitchen with the family, was hooked, and downloaded it when I got back. And just had to talk to you guys about this game.
Wow, that's incredible. I like the idea of it being a sort of a social game, even in person, not just online.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had only seen you guys play it a handful of times. And then today I just played it for the first time myself, and I'll report more on that in episode proper as it becomes pertinent.
Amazing.
But yeah, it seems like a good social thing, and the idea of sitting in the same room with like your family, holiday time, it definitely fits the bill for that based on kind of my experience. Again, more on that later. How about you guys?
Missed that experience. Yeah, I've played. I watched, a lot. I've seen Joe play it in different iterations or
The
different
balloons, I
times of
remember
you being
distinctly.
interested in Fortnite. Yeah, like back when like the balloons was the funny bit, and you'd come up with your own way to play it. And now you've got like a different one. But I don't know. And I would say that your history, Joe, with video games is that you're kind of a casual video game player in that you don't play a lot of like, super narrative. If something is like the Star Wars game, you'll kind of hit that, or you like your genres and stuff.
You can web swing.
I'm always
Yeah. If Spider-Man's in it, I'll get it.
without saying, but whenever I turn on the old Nintendo and I'll see you doing online stuff, it'll be stuff like the Tetris, online game where you can play 1 billion people in Tetris, or Fortnite, which I was kind of surprised by.
Yeah, so I guess my history, like everybody knows what this game is. This game came out in 2017 and everybody has come across it more than any other video game, I would argue. Like this is, we always talk in the Halo episode about how Halo was the one that the nerds and the jocks were playing. There are 4-year-olds and 40-year-olds playing this game at the same time, and they're all dancing a Doja Cat. So I would argue that like this one is more important than any of the other games that are going on right now. And the fact that it's free to play was like the big sell for me. Like I don't spend a lot of money on video games, but I was having such fun with this. I actually did spend money on it. So like it worked, and it works on tons of people. I mean, this game has been around since 2017, right? So in that short amount of time, they've made $9 billion. That's billion with a B.
Well, you could buy a couple Bethesdas with that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So hold on, before we get into the game too much, Jacob, your history with Fortnite.
Yeah. Well, if I can throw my opinion in there, could not disagree more with what Joe's saying. I thought this was a joke when you suggested this episode idea. I thought everyone stopped playing Fortnite in
Wow.
2019. I thought, I've played Fortnite, I've played PUBG, I've played Call of Duty Warzone. I played a lot of Warzone back in like 2019, 2020. And I thought Warzone killed Fortnite. I didn't realize people were still playing it that much. So I guess I'll have to be the resident Fortnite hater, but I kind of just hate everything about it. The aesthetic,
Just hate everything about it.
everything that it's done to our culture. I'm just not a big fan of it. So
Wow, it's a culture. Video games are the devil. Okay, well we'll have the contrarian voice.
I just prefer, I've played other battle royale style games, and I just really prefer the Warzone style, more realistic military shooter type of game.
Yeah, and if I have a 4-year-old child, I'd rather them play realistic military.
That's definitely
battle royale
training,
game.
training for the future.
Yeah, but on that point, I was kind of where Jacob was before I experienced this, and now I'm a little bit kind of looking at Joe's side of this thing here, and I think we'll dive into it more because, is there a cultural impact? Is that good or bad? I guess that's what we're going to talk about here when we jump into it proper. And let's waste no more time. I think, where we dropping, boys? Next segment.
Where we dropping, boys?
Normies Like Us. Oh, don't forget to tip the bus driver.
We're back. We're doing the floss dance,
Mm-hmm.
right? We've got on our goofy fishbowl helmets and marshmallows and things, and we're about to jump out of this bus and hit that island, baby. Let's talk some Fortnite.
Right. Well, I'm obviously wearing my Terry Silver skin from the Cobra Kai crossover event because weirdly,
Amazing.
if it exists, it's also in Fortnite. But
Yeah, you betcha.
But what's the deal with this? Kind of where'd it come from? Humble beginnings, I guess, right?
Yeah. So the game started. It was right after PUBG, right? So PUBG kind of blew up, and the battle royale format was here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
It was the originator. At the same time, in 2017, there was a game coming out from Epic Games. Epic Games' first full game called Fortnite Save the World. And Fortnite Save the World was kind of like a tower defense zombie game where a storm had taken over and turned 98% of the population into basically zombies. They were called like husks. And you would build up different traps and things like that. And then there was the sub mode that was, the battle royale mode. And that's what ended up taking off. And now there are 125 million people playing it. And they don't even support that original game anymore.
There's been crazy.
There's been a Minecraft version called Fortnite Creative, which has come and gone, where people could build their own maps. I mean, all of these modes were free to play, and then everything was an add-on, right? Everything was a skin, but they were free to play. All three of them to start, and now they don't even support the other two. It's just Battle Royale.
Wow.
Well, Joe, that's what's crazy to me is they basically lucked into the whole Battle Royale craze, the fad at the time, right? It was going to be this tower defense game, totally different kind of game, and they just had this other mode that people started playing. And I remember because I was playing PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, is what it's short for, back in 2017. I was like, oh, this is this new game style that everyone's playing, Battle Royale. Then Fortnite started getting popular. I was one of those people that was oh, that's just a fad or whatever. PUBG's the real one that'll have staying power. And I was wrong about that. But I mean, PUBG still exists, but it's definitely doesn't have the player base that Fortnite has. And then things like Warzone came along and kind of even went above PUBG in that more realistic style. So I was wrong about that.
And if you think about the evolution here, right? So that's 2017, Jacob. That was the first time I had checked out the game too. And these other periods that we talk about, I feel like when it started, everyone was on it, right? Everyone immediately was like, this is the new thing. It's PUBG on console. You could play it anywhere. Because that was the big selling point. PUBG, if you didn't have a gaming PC, you weren't playing it. I played it a handful of times at your house, Jacob. When Fortnite hit, I could have something like that on my couch, right? The great thing about where I am with my Fortnite journey now, though, is those other times I had never had an account. It was on my now wife, then girlfriend's PlayStation. I didn't have an account. It was on Colin's Switch. I didn't have an account. So now, I actually have my 2022 stats, and it's not those random games that I think everyone kind of either saw or played in like the 2017 to 2019 range.
Right, now you can collect all your skins, be Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff,
That's
fulfill your
right.
wildest
John
dreams.
Wick.
It is interesting too because it was the first game, from what I understand, to be available, like you said, Joe, on all consoles simultaneously, like of that generation, and including cell phones. So yeah, access is there. And like Jacob was saying, I joked a little bit earlier, like, oh, I want my kids playing Warzone. Like maybe that's your preferred style, but it casts such a wide net. And similar to Lego, like look at the way that they've leveraged just licensed properties. I think the combination of availability, kid friendly, and then those kind of crossover branding, which has become a big part of it, it led to its success, like more than PUBG or even Warzone, a broader
And
audience.
from 2017 to where we are now, there have been 19 seasons. So the lore has evolved 19 specific times. So they're like the guy Agent Jones from the first one that we all remember, who's just like the blonde dude, right? He's just the dude that you were. You were one of like 3 fucking people. He was one of them. Now when you walk around the map, there's like Bunker Jonesy, and he's got like crazy long hair, and there's like 10 million other clones of him walking around
Oh, man.
who all have their own fucking stories.
To that mythos, Joe, I will go to like a Walmart or a Target or something, still hit those toy sections or whatever just to be scoping stuff out. And I will come across ones out of the corner of my eye where I will look at something and be like, what an interesting figure. It's some sort of man in gold, and he has some sort of incredible weapon, and it says like King Midas Tacos or something. And I'll be looking at it and be like, what on earth would this be from? And then I'll look closer at the packaging. It'll of course be a toy from Fortnite, one of their original characters, and I'll be like, what the fuck?
It is, so it's so crazy. We're at the point now where like I said, blonde military dude, he's one of the basic skins. Now that guy has like a camp, and there's like secret agent versions of him and stuff. They just introduced a character called The Foundation, who is played by The Rock.
Oh,
The Rock is playing an original character in Fortnite.
The foundations of the earth is bedrock. Yes.
It's kind of like it's becoming the Fast and the Furious of video games, where it's just like whatever's popular, we'll kind of fold it into the mythos of this game.
But so true to what Mike was saying too about the cross promotion of it all. Just the idea that literally you have companies going like, we got to get Batman in this game. Well, but Deadpool's got to be in it too. And, they can, of course, coexist. And you go, they do in the Fortnite universe, but nowhere else.
Yeah,
and now
dude,
we know
in the
that,
0.0.
Yeah, but also, Palpatine, Star Wars is part of the Fortnite universe too.
You can have Rick and Morty in there. You can have John Wick. Sure, why not? You can have Thanos.
It's wild. And it's like, I guess people have played 10 million years worth of Fortnite. That's longer than we've existed on this planet.
So basically, the fact that it's so popular still is kind of blowing my mind, because I did think kind of the crest or the peak of popularity had already passed for Fortnite. Maybe I'm wrong, but so when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out in 2019, they released Warzone, which was their first BR Battle Royale style game. I feel like that kind of was the Fortnite killer. Obviously, it's still around today, but I didn't think it was as popular as it was back in like 2017, 2018.
My thinking is what, Joe? Do you agree or disagree that it's a question of demographics? And maybe
it's
Warzone
a question
for our age group. Yeah, but
that could be. Because everyone I played with was my age or, late 20s, early 30s kind of. So maybe the younger generation still plays Fortnite. I don't know.
You got to think too, like it's a question of Call of Duty was like kind of our generation's thing. That's not really something that younger generations are like, oh, I'm going to keep playing
we have
Call of Duty. You know what I mean? No, like they have the goofy Fortnite version, which like, they watched people play competitively on Twitch for 2 or 3 years that were formative for them. You know what I mean? But here's like what I think like the genius of the game is. Because I do think like not only is it like culturally like, wow, this is crazy that this happened. This is crazy that all of these fucking brands cooperated to get into this game. The fact that the product is so good blows my mind. So they have done an incredible amount of like balancing. When I used to play, it would be so frustrating because you would like the second you ran into anyone, you would just die like right away. You know what I mean? Or like someone would like build up like this crazy structure in front of you. There was nothing you could do.
Right.
I do not build at all, and you can win the game still. Like they've put in, you can collect fireflies, and the fireflies will burn the wood. So if someone's building up, you can knock it down. They'll add in stuff like that, and they scale the levels. So like, like when I started my account, right, and I played, I won my first like 8 games in a row. And then like, I won like a bunch of like top 10 places, but like the more you play, the more you're playing with like better people then, as opposed to just like, oh, I'm popping in and it's me, an infant and ninja,
Yeah. Or a 12-year-old who might as well be ninja when the power scaling kicks into how little you know about this game. And there's a lot of systems in it. I found myself, I played it for the first time today. It's a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of sheer just stuff in it now. Like I grabbed fireflies, didn't know what they did, got some wood, didn't use it, finding treasure chests, all the different kinds of weapons and items and shield potions. There's a lot going on. So it takes a while to kind of get Fortnite literate, I would say. But I did win my second ever. It was squads, not solo, but our squad won my second ever Fortnite, and then I uninstalled it.
Amazing.
But I feel I've learned enough about it, and I do kind of see the appeal of it because it's so polished. Like the graphical style, like the maps, the gunplay. Like I've been playing a lot of Halo, so like I was able to wreck anybody, because it's not as precise, let's say, as Halo. So anytime I was getting in a gunfight, I felt pretty good, and I didn't build anything either, and we took down the W. So yeah. But there's a lot left.
That's the
that
thing
I don't
for
understand.
me. I think it mainly comes down to aesthetic preferences. I think for me, like I'll take a Warzone or a Halo Infinite over a Fortnite any day, and I think that mainly comes down to the aesthetics, the gunplay, that kind of thing. And a lot of your complaints, Joe, with the early Fortnite that you had is stuff that I experienced in Warzone, where I felt like anytime I ran into someone, I'd be dead in a second. So maybe I should try Fortnite and try the new balancing and stuff, and maybe I would like it more.
I'll tell you, like the balancing is what made it for me. And I think they reward people for paying attention and interacting with the environment they created. So like I said, like I've only been playing this game since January 1st. The way it worked is, I went home for the holidays. I played a couple games in my mom's kitchen. I got my first victory royale like there, and I was like, this is so cool. I got home, massive game, so hard to install, took forever. You know what I mean?
45
So like,
gigabytes or something.
yeah, like 3 days later, I was able to play. Like, I have an external hard drive to my like Gen 1 PlayStation 4 that sounds like it's like a fucking Ferrari in my
It's about to
living
take
room.
off.
Yeah. And like, by January 1st, I was finally able to like get in there and play. And I've played solo games, and then we've been jumping on the Discord and doing duos and triplets and squads like as the family. And like, I don't know, like you're right, it's definitely an aesthetic thing, but I think the balancing, Jacob, is like really the change here.
Well, that's really interesting because, I've been also playing a lot of Halo Infinite, and a lot of our friends or mutual friends, we've been on, we get on Discord and play that all the time. So it seems like all my friends are playing Halo, but you're the only one of my friends that I know that's really into Fortnite right now.
Well,
I mean, I don't have like
Crazy
I don't have a gaming
PC.
PC. Yeah, so like I'm sitting on my couch, and the social aspect, like Cassie sits at the TV and just screams at me the entire time. You know what I mean? Like it is like something we're doing together still.
Right.
Even watching
you can
back
get
in the
Halo on
day.
a laptop or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you should play Halo with us because it's pretty fun. But
I would
this is
like
not
to.
the Halo
Shooter
episode.
boys here. Let me ask you, time between battles, because this is a quote that I've heard Joe say, Jacob, that to me is the power to the, not even just the addictiveness, but just the ability to keep playing Fortnite of, I lost, 2 seconds later, who cares? There's always another drop. There's always another drop. I can go, hey, 2 seconds, I'm in another game. Great, I'm in 100. Oh, I died at 96. Guess what? There's another one. Oh, I got 17th in this one. Great, there's always another one. And it's so fast. Is Halo up to that speed level of finding maps?
No. Well, I mean, there's a lot of technical problems with Halo Infinite right now. I mean, it just came out in November, December, but they're working on a lot of the technical aspects of it. But to compare it to something like Warzone, which has been around for a few years now through a few iterations of Call of Duty. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out 2019. Then when the next Call of Duty came out, I think it was like a Vietnam era or Black Ops or something. Yeah. So they changed Warzone a little bit. So they're updating Warzone a lot. Let me ask you this about Fortnite.
Right.
Yeah. Is there a thing? So in Warzone, when the first time you die, you go to this thing called the Gulag, and you win. If you win a 1v1, you can come back and you parachute back into the map. Is there anything like that in Fortnite?
Well, sort of. So you can play solo, which is what I play when it's just me. I've never played like another mode with any strangers. That seems like crazy to me. But you could do like duos or all the way up to squad. And if you die, you don't die right away. You get knocked, and someone can pick you up.
Yeah, you can get rezzed. That's
if
like
you die, they can pick up what's called your reboot card, take you to like a reboot van, which is just like a minivan with some sci-fi looking shit on the side, and they can bring you back, and you'll parachute back in.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty similar. I mean, yeah, if you play squads in Warzone, yeah, you get sent to this gulag, you have a one-on-one fight, and if you win that fight, then you can parachute back in, and you can do that as many times as you die, as long as one of your squad mates is still alive.
I like the one, but yeah.
Jacob, to talk about the Warzone too, like, PUBG created the popularity of the format. Fortnite perfected it, and Warzone just tried to build on that, but ultimately ended up just stealing or doing the same thing. Like, they're doing a Ghostface tie-in with something they did. So like everybody wants those brand tie-ins. Right. It's just nothing gets as done as much as Fortnite.
In Vietnam, bitch.
Yeah, right. Is all the NFL and NBA players started playing Warzone around 2019 and less Fortnite. So, but maybe that's again demographics, age preference kind of thing.
Also, what are their homies playing?
Free, that's part of it Jacob? Too. A lot of the thing, so many kids I know are literally like, I'm poor. I have no money. I play Fortnite because it's fucking free.
Well, that's the great thing about this new like live service games. A lot of them are free to play with microtransactions. So Fortnite is free. Warzone you can play for free. Halo Infinite multiplayer you can play for free.
What's that car soccer one kids like?
Rocket League.
Rocket League?
Yeah, Rocket League, another huge one.
But Halo Infinite, totally free. You can play that game and enjoy it without spending a single cent, right, Mike?
Without spending a single cent. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the microtransactions, right?
The dark side of the fort.
I bought the battle pass. You
did.
I took my mom's credit card. I got my V-Bucks, and I bought the fucking pass. And I'll tell you why. Because they deserved it. They earned my money with it. It is $8, and it gives you enough V-Bucks that like the next time a battle pass rolls around, because I didn't buy anything else, I'll also be able to get it again. I got a Spider-Man outfit, a symbiote outfit, and like 4 or 5 other characters. And even if I didn't pay, I could still get other ones. You know what I mean? Like some are free no matter what. Some you get with the battle pass. But you can like cycle through all of those at any given point in your main menu.
Huh. Sure. So,
well, to compare that again to some of these other games that I've played, I think that is commendable. With Warzone, I did buy the battle pass as well, and that's a similar thing where I spent $10 on the battle pass or whatever, but then you get points through the battle pass. So by the end of that battle pass, I had $10 worth of points, enough to buy the next battle pass. So all I had to do was spend $10 on the first one, and I played that game for maybe like a year and a half, and I had 4 battle passes. Yeah, same with Halo Infinite. Although Halo Infinite, the only thing I've spent money on is the battle pass, $10 so far. I think their microtransactions are pretty predatory in terms of
See, I brought it up because you said that last time. You were like, if you want to change the color for one thing, you have to change it everywhere or whatever.
$5 for the color blue.
Yeah, Fortnite, even if you're not doing the battle pass, you can get a ton of different skins for free, and you can put them in a random cycle for each gun. So when you pick it up, maybe it'll be this one this time. Maybe it'll be this one. Maybe your shotgun looks this way, but maybe your pistol looks this way. Like, the level of fucking detail is what blows my mind. You can collect, like mushrooms and eat them for 5. Like, you can collect and jar fireflies, and those will like interact with the wood in the buildings. Like, it's insane how many like subsystems are built into this thing.
Yeah, that is really cool. Details. It seems too like if you're able to get 5 outfits or whatever off one battle pass buy, like that's value more than $5 for the color purple. And the free stuff you get in say Halo is trash, and there's hardly any of it. So it's like,
I would say
the free players are really not enjoying, let's say, Halo as much as they would Fortnite.
Right. I would say, definitely sounds like there's much more customization options and that kind of thing. I think one of the biggest problems with Halo is the microtransactions right now. Like we can all agree on that. But with something like Warzone, I think they did their battle pass pretty well, like with Fortnite, where they give you a lot of stuff. I
Well,
mean,
they
a
have
big
plenty of
draw.
experience with loot boxes over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
They're
have
into
their
it.
own issues, but I thought they did their battle pass really well. And the big draw of Warzone is gun customization, where you can customize like every part of your gun and that kind of thing. I
Right.
like that more realistic. Maybe again, that's just my
That's
preference.
absolutely a taste thing, I would argue at this
Yeah,
point, because you're comparing it to Halo, Warzone, PUBG. I would throw Apex Legends in there, which is another really
Oh yeah.
popular free-to-play
yeah.
version. Warzone's my least favorite of all of these because it is like real, and I don't like that. Like I don't want to play,
Well, it's got the Call of
Baghdad.
Duty style, very fast to kill, like time to kill, very quick.
Yeah.
So it's all about having the advantage. Basically, first one to see the other person usually wins a gunfight in those games.
Much
So
like
it
Yeah,
can
no,
get kind of old. Yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
like the goofy nature of like, so I'm just gonna like throw some like random shit that's going on in Fortnite right now, right? There's
Yes.
these things called clombos, all right?
Okay.
And when a clombo walks by, it's like the size of a dinosaur. And when a clombo walks by, they play like Jurassic Park theme music,
Yeah.
and you can feed it clomberries, and it'll like drop good shit for you.
Huh.
But if you shoot at
I
it,
hate
it'll turn orange like Godzilla, and it'll like shoot lava out. And
Oh
that just
no.
like exists. It's just
It's in the world.
roaming this world. Yeah. And like the berries that you feed it are the same color and do the same when you eat them that like the slurp juice does. And it's like, okay, so the slurp juice is made out of these clomberries.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
That's
all
the
just
raw
stuff that
material.
exists in this free to play game in their like crazy weird Tomato Town mythos.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. No, I mean, and that's the charm of it too. I think the goofiness. I mean, if you ever wanted to be Travis Scott, probably not anymore, but you could do like they have, Marshmallow. There was crossovers with musicians, and it's like it's not gritty and dark. And yeah, I can take a balloon and fly over here and just do some dumb stuff, but there's still a tactical element to it. The shooting felt pretty good. Maybe not as tight as a Warzone, but it's like me
Right.
jumping in there, I was just headshot sniper, like wrecking people. I'm
Wow.
like, yeah, okay, but I was level 1, so they probably
Nice.
also sucked.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind they do level
Yeah.
up. So you were playing like, yeah, my
Oh,
first
sure,
time,
yeah.
it was New Year's Day, and I was like, I got 8 in a row, and I was like, this, I'm never gonna fucking lose.
Yeah.
And then I got like third the next time, and I was like,
Sure.
To comment on the demographic thing, and yeah, because I was playing squad because I just pressed play, the biggest play button I could find. I'm like, just let me play a game, just start it, right? And it happened to be squad. And I didn't have my microphone turned on, but I can hear my team, and my team is literal children, like literal children,
That's what I would
right?
expect.
And so they're running around. Why isn't our teammate talking? And we're hearing stuff like, "Oh, you're stinky doo doo stinky,"
guys.
right? And I'm like, "Oh God," but
Yeah, dude.
we get through it, and then by the end, like we're the last. There's like 2 other people left besides us, and they're following me around talking, but I'm not talking back. Like, do you hate us? Do you hate us? And they're shooting at me, and then I turn my mic on, and I'm like, hey, don't do that. I'm like, oh
Hey,
no,
it's
what?
me. I'm Mike.
And yeah, I'm like, yeah, I've never played this. I'm
listen
just
to my podcast?
researching a podcast. That's what I told him. Like, this is my first time playing this. And then
They
we
call you
won,
a
and they're like,
fucking-
whoa,
a
I was just
boomer?
saying, what if someone played this for the first time and won? And I'm like, yeah, well, we just did.
What?
Thanks for helping, and it was very cool.
Uh,
So shout out to Sam
What?
and Britt. Shout out to Sam and Britt for helping me.
There you go.
Story ever, Mike.
They
But
didn't
yeah,
call
it
you
was-
like an old ass boomer and say,
I
go
bet
back
they were
to your,
thinking it.
go mow your lawn or some shit.
One
They were
anecdote-
probably too young for that. Like, you know what
No,
I
they
mean?
don't even
Like,
have
they
the
were-
okay boomer. There's some little
Yeah.
early swear words going on. It was like, ooh, you're bad kids. You know, they're I could see kind of the appeal of being a youth. And like it's this world that just kind of hang out and chat and do goofy stuff. Like after
Yeah.
school, you have this place where you and your friends can go and do goofy stuff, right? And it's like that's fun in and of itself, regardless of winning. And I think that's a big draw of it too.
Right,
especially
and for
the younger
people that
crowd.
age, it's something like what Halo 3 was for me when I was a teenager,
Exactly.
playing Halo 3, chatting up people in the lobbies and busting balls and all that.
Yeah, yeah. And the another
Yeah.
thing too I thought of was, what's the most popular sport in the world? It's soccer because the barrier to entry is so low. Ball shaped thing, foot. If you have that, you're good. Smartphone, Fortnite. Like everyone has access. That's a huge part of it too. And especially that's great for kids too. Now you have an activity that's shared. You don't have to own a PlayStation or anything. You and your homies have a thing. And I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And I think that's one of the benefits of it, I guess, as a thing for society. As much as maybe there's other things that are less good. But
yeah, I guess. I mean, like the dances are goofy and stuff. You know what I mean? People do goofy shit. It's a little cringe sometimes, but I think they do right by the player. Like I think they poured their heart and soul into this goofy game, and it really comes out in like some of the most unique character designs that I've seen in a video game. You know what I mean? Like there's like a whole Atlantis element to this, and the maps are always named after like Greek mythology. Like there's all this weird, intricate things about the world that just blow my mind.
yeah, a lot of Easter eggs and stuff, and that's pretty cool. It is, the one dark spot we talked about live services a little bit and the monetization. That's one thing I did notice when I logged in. You set it up, get your account, you get in there. After you finish like the tutorial, like the exposition dump, like here's what's happening this season, okay, and go. The first thing that happens, brand new account, splash screen, get the battle pass, kind of like an exit through the gift shop. Like, so the first thing you see is a purchase opportunity. And then the speed at which I'm receiving experience points. There's so much happening. It's like you walk 10 feet. Here's some experience points. You discovered a location. Here's 15,000. So you feel like all these dopamine hits immediately, right? And so there is this kind of setting of the hook I was noticing. And I think that's one of the things people would be against. And like even the menu, it's so clearly and well, like the UI to sell something to children is very well done.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of the upside and the downside. The upside and the downside of free-to-play games is the upside is they're free to play. The downside is they got to make their money somehow. So you're going to get these microtransactions kind of shoved in your face because that's the way they make their money. But you can ignore them if you want to and just play the game for free. And I think that's ultimately the best thing about free-to-play games, right?
It's just you'll have to have a literacy, like even children, like if you have kids in the future, you'll have to give them a baseline talking to about, okay, look, this is how these games work. They're going to want you to pay money. Be careful. You get your allowance if you want to use it, whatever. But
just don't let your kids have your credit card.
I mean, it's a part of media literacy these days. Like that's just something they have to learn. Yeah.
FIFA, all that. So it's important, I guess, now that it's more common and it's out there talked about. And also, to their credit, the Halo shop and menu is bad. Not to keep going to Halo, but like even the stuff they want to sell you, you can't navigate it. But Fortnite, it's a masterpiece. They perfected it.
There's been 19 major updates right in that time period. And I would argue like beyond like how well they set up the UI to get you to buy, the grind is still real. Like to get to Spider-Man, right? So I started on January 1st. To get to Spider-Man, you have to be a level 80.
Wow.
So it took, almost a month of playing pretty consistently. Like I was not playing any other video game. If I was not working, doing football, or watching football, we were playing, doing football watching. We were fucking playing Fortnite. Like that's how it was. You know what I mean? Like Cassie was playing games. Like we were playing together. We were playing squads and stuff like that. It still took almost a full month to get to that Spider-Man level from ground zero.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Because you have to unlock it through the battle pass. You
probably
make the progression.
In that same time period, Mike and I were playing hundreds of hours of Halo. And I got to level 100 of the battle pass in probably about 2 months or whatever, from December to
took a long time to grind. So the grind is real for these types
of
games.
It's the same, I guess, is what I would argue. And like, you're experiencing like babies when you're that level, you know what I mean? The more you started to play, the more like challenging it actually got. You know what I mean?
Then it gets
I would notice even like if you lost a couple games in a row, they would like put you in an easier game. Like it almost seemed like the TikTok algorithm level of smartness to keep you playing. Like it was pretty wild, like how severe it was. But the other argument I would make, like, let's talk about some of those tie-ins, right? You have the MCU Thanos, but you also have comic book characters like X-Men, like Wolverine and Mystique as their comic book versions. Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, Naruto, Rick and Morty, like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, what a weird one. Go back and listen to that episode.
Everything all over.
Basically, anything we've done on the show is also probably in Fortnite in one way or another. I'd say at least 70% of stuff we've covered is in the Fortnite game.
Yeah,
I've mainly seen like the surreal kind of things that those kind of creates. Like so they had like an MLK exhibit or something in Fortnite that you go into, and it was like a memorial. But people would go in and like do the weird dance or whatever as Rick and Morty in the MLK thing. It's just like the most bizarre
Yeah, it's
footage you've
weird.
ever seen. You know?
Metaverse,
It's
baby.
super
Yeah.
weird, dog. Yeah,
They
but
had
it
to,
is
ban
like the metaverse.
the other really wild thing about the MLK thing is at that time they had a like an emoji of a Wonder Woman whip like
Oh
action.
no, and
So
that
people
went
were doing that.
somewhere
They had to like
bad.
ban that in that like exhibit. It was really strange, but
Well, emergent
yeah,
gameplay will not be able to be predicted until
yeah,
the stuff's in the hands of the user. But yeah, it's pretty wild.
right.
But those crossovers, like you said, they are actually honoring like a historical figure, MLK. Like they're even doing that in Fortnite is like one, you didn't
Crazy.
have to. Big platform for it, so props. It just kind of didn't work out maybe the way you would ever predict. But that's the
Right.
internet.
Talk about expansion into the real world then, I would say.
Yeah.
Digital concerts are consistently held inside Fortnite. That kid who stars in Euphoria right now, I guess, has done a bunch.
Zendaya.
A ton of other. That's right,
Yeah,
Zendaya.
Zendaya. That guy is.
I think Marshmallow did the first one again. Travis Scott. Yeah.
Oh, Colin, the other thing is the
Bruno
big
Mars
one
is this weekend.
Ariana
that
Grande
we
just did one.
right, the big one that we haven't even mentioned though, Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. They first announced the
mentioned that,
return
yeah.
of Palpatine. Oh, you mentioned that in
tie-in.
Fortnite. That was the first time.
They had a connection to it, but again, just to lay out the importance of it, I was going to bring up the Fortnite thing in Endgame. That Thor is, is that, what's his name, Pussy Hater 69
Yeah.
or whatever it is. I'll get you whatever. But Jacob, the fact that canonically, a deleted scene that sets up the entire arc of the main villain of the Star Wars universe
Right.
was released and announced in
Fortnite.
not PUBG, not Halo, not Warzone, Fortnite.
The video game, Fortnite.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Do
and
you guys?
Fortnite players were the first to know it.
Thank God they did. Thank God they let it happen. Do you
Could've
guys
warned us.
think that Ryan Reynolds movie Free Guy started out as a Fortnite movie and then halfway through they lost the rights and were like, well, we'll just keep going?
Sure.
Probably. So here's
Probably.
my pitch for a Fortnite movie, because I think as important as I think Fortnite the game is, I think you could make a movie that is equally as important and would automatically make it one of the best video game movies of all time, right?
Okay.
Obviously, The Rock's going to be in it. He's already playing a character
The Foundation.
in the game. Yeah, he's playing a character in the game called The Foundation. Obviously, that's going to be a part of it, right?
He's got experience with video game movies, Seprify motherfucker, yeah.
Boom. So I would make this movie look like Mary fucking Poppins. That would be the biggest influence. I would want a mix of live action, 2D, and CGI, right? So you would have literal cartoon characters interacting with CG characters, interacting with live action characters. Jonesy, who is that military guy, right? Who exists, as I told you, as like 17 different versions across the island, would be played by Chris Evans, who would play every single one of them, but would have like ridiculous like prosthetics to extend his face and stuff like that. So he would look like one of those characters from that kids show where they eat spaghetti. What is that one? You know what I'm talking about?
To wiggle?
With, like,
I don't know.
Spaghetti.
With like
do
the
they eat
weird
spaghetti?
faces, like there was the guy. He just died. It was really sad.
Oh, man.
But no.
I haven't watched enough kid shows lately. Just video
Yeah.
games for kids.
I don't know. Someone will know what I'm talking about. But like he kind of looks like Plasky.
Fetus.
There's like exaggerated figures, right? So I would have like a mix of crazy makeup, 2D animation, CG animation, live action, put it all into one, and just make a battle royale movie. Have Into the Spider-Verse and the Lego Movie superstar producers on it, and it's a go.
No, that's a good. And again, yeah, just goofy.
It's got to be goofy. It is unapologetically goofy, and I play this game in the goofiest way.
Yeah, and it lends itself to that vibe because again, like Halo, we're sweating it out, trying to learn tactics and meta and like that. Like there's one way to win, and you play the correct way, right? Then Fortnite, it's just a sandbox. It's just wide open. You want to fly up on top of a tree, try it out. You want to build something, yeah. If you don't want to build something, don't do it. And that's
disagree slightly because so if you play ranked in Halo, that is very like there's one style that you have to play. But if you play big team battle or you play these other things, it is more of a sandbox where you can use vehicles, you can use different power weapons and stuff.
But you'll still generally get your ass kicked if you don't use pro strats in
Well,
big
I'll
team
say
battles.
this.
Like if you just run around like
Yeah,
an idiot, you're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
The whole conversation we're having about Fortnite it will never be half as powerful as watching Joe play Fortnite.
Yes.
It is
True.
the
That's
greatest
true.
experience of Fortnite. And I did hint you do have a strategy. I wouldn't want you to share it on the podcast for fear that people would mimic it.
Catch
but
on, yeah.
Oh no, I'll do it.
Noted.
Look,
There's a
there's
reason you win a lot.
look, it's a game for
is it?
children and cowards. That's who play this game, right?
That's
So-
it.
Children and cowardly adults.
Yes, that's who plays the game. So my favorite thing to do is as you jump out of the bus, right? Find a buddy. We're going down together. And I try to kill someone immediately with my bare hands. That is, I use my bare hands
It's just a
so
pickaxe?
often in this game. It's and the cool thing
Choke
is
the
when you
life
get
out of
different
someone.
skins and stuff, you can have literally your bare hands. The Rock's character has like some sort of red glowing blade coming off of him. I got a samurai sword. I got a spiked bat. Like all stuff that like you just get from different skins. Haven't paid more than that initial $8. You know what I mean? Like I never stop moving unless it's to shoot. That's it. I never stop moving unless
Never
it's to
back
shoot.
down. You never run away from a fight.
No.
There's
You
so
don't camp.
much talk.
You're not
I
a
don't
camper.
reload my guns. I just pick up new ones.
Nice. Just throw them on the ground. I'll get a new one later.
I
There are
don't
a lot
even
of
need
guns.
it.
I was a
and it's
coward.
I
my-
think you say you play this the goofiest way possible. I think that's another. It's just not my vibe because when I play, especially when I play a shooter like Call of Duty or Halo, I want to be like the most badass. Like
That's
I
for
want to be the
edgelords.
Master Chief. You know?
Yeah,
I'm an edge
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to feel
No.
like a super soldier. I don't want to be a goofy cartoon character. So
Yeah, see, I like
it's
to
just an
shoot a
aesthetic preference.
flare gun at someone who's building and then run through it with like a sword. And it works. It works.
Freak them the fuck
Yeah.
out.
I love that your strategy is I'm going to land next to someone and just murder them in front of everybody else.
Immediately, yeah. Oh, when we
It's,
play
the
squads,
vigilante
one of my
strategy.
favorite things to do. This is like my favorite thing to do, and it's so cruel. It's such a cruel thing to do, right? But I get amped even thinking about it.
Yeah.
In squads, when you're playing with everybody, right? If you down someone and they're crawling around, I like to pick them up. You can carry them with you, right? So I'll
carry
pick them
the
up.
enemy
I'll carry
players.
them with me. I'll drop them in front of my team, and then we'll all beat them to death.
Good.
That's so amazing.
That's
like
one thing that
the-
me and my children did earlier today when we were playing. We downed someone and I was like, hold on, let's
What?
surround them. All right, you ready to murder? 3,
bad
2, 1,
bad
murder.
boys
We all
were
just
doing that
unloaded.
And then we all dance around them.
Yeah.
You can pick up a chicken, and the chicken, if you jump, will like let you fly a little bit.
Yeah. Why not?
Like there's like everything about this game
It's
is
the,
so goofy and fun.
That's great.
the equivalent of in Halo teabagging someone, which is like the ultimate
You just do the
insult after you kill
The
them.
ultimate
It's just
insult.
carrying them along and then murdering them when you feel
It's a
like
different
it.
look. Not
Yeah,
even letting them die. Not even giving them.
Yeah,
the
no,
privilege.
I carry them with me everywhere. Yeah.
That's
And there's been so many
incredibly
like I'll be honest. I think I'm pretty decent at Fortnite. Like I'm not saying I can be
Stream
a
that,
pro
boy.
Fortnite gamer. You know what I mean? But I am saying like I don't think Ninja would like let his wife game with me. You know, like I think I'm like at least that good at Fortnite.
Right,
So
right.
I've played 669 matches. Right.
Nice.
So I've played
lot of
just
matches.
under 1,000 matches. I have 1776 kills.
USA.
And I have 36 wins.
Nice.
And I've been in the top 10 like 255 times. So like
Okay.
usually pretty consistent
It's
finishing.
like 12.5%. That's pretty.
I gotta
good
say,
rate
Joe,
to be in
that's,
the top 10.
That's better than my rate at Warzone when I was playing that a lot in 2019. But with Warzone, it was like I would drop in for a couple of rounds, get super frustrated at dying, and then go back to regular Call of Duty where it's the die and respawn type of thing.
Yeah.
Which ultimately I think I do prefer over any battle royales is the loop of a Call of Duty or a Halo.
Two different
Killing people,
experiences.
dying, coming back. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because
'Cause
they
there's-
they have what's called the Team Rumble right now, which is a
yeah.
limited time game that they're running. Because they also they're constantly updating this thing. Like there hasn't been a big update since I started, but there has been like a new faction that appeared on the board. Right before we got on the podcast, Cassie played a run and she landed on like a sunken giant toy soldier. It looked like Optimus Prime's arm, like in the ocean. That wasn't there a couple days ago. Like they're always just like adding little shit like that.
Oh yeah, like one of the devs accidentally killed a friendly player on his team, I heard, and then they put like a gravestone where that happened forever just to be like, sorry, man. Sorry, we team killed you. Yeah, that's fascinating. The big rumor now is like, again, they started the trend. Halo, we've been kind of going back and forth. Everyone's like, are they going to get a battle royale? Maybe. We're not sure if that's going to happen, but people are talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to a Halo battle royale because
I don't have to play it if they put it in there. Like, why not?
Yeah, it would be the same system as Call of Duty, where it's like there's the regular game and there's the BR, so you don't have to play. Just like with Halo, you don't have to play ranked. You don't have to play, Team Slayer or whatever else.
They all must be fools not to, though, because it's the biggest game in town. You want a piece of that pie, and Fortnite's out here still doing it. Still.
Yeah, I would be very interested to try a couple of rounds of Halo battle royale. I would definitely give it a try.
Yeah, and the idea of winning a 100, thing.
It is the ultimate feeling of like.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Oh man, it's the best. It's so crazy. Yeah, and to get one like
a solo win out of like 100 people, you're like, I beat 100 people at a game. Like
very impressive.
100 human beings trying to win. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and you're
my best match, I had 16 eliminations, and that was actually only a couple days ago. Like that's
like streamer numbers. Like you could start a streaming channel, start streaming.
That's pretty decent, right? Like what I'm saying. Like I don't know if I could get paid. I don't know if there's any sponsor, but like I'm telling you, I think Ninja would be like, no, you can't get on that boy's stream. He's too hot to handle.
Play with anybody though.
He's going out there and he's just hitting them right in the face with a baseball bat. That's my go-to move.
He's savage, dude. Yeah, no, I would watch that though, please.
It's super fun, and like the solo wins are really satisfying. Another one that was really satisfying. Colin came over a couple weeks ago and put me on the spot, man. He was like, "All right, well, win a game of Fortnite right now." It took 2 games. It took 2, but then I got one.
Do a kickflip, second try, not
bad. Or something like that, and then you were like, "Whoops, okay, next one." I was like, "Great!" I was so excited.
Yeah, if I got in the top 10 or something and back in Warzone, if I was playing solo, I would just be like, hell yeah, I made top 10. I'm the greatest person that's ever played a game.
So that's the benefit too. Yeah, it is. Maybe I prefer regular respawn, gaming, but damn, to get number 1 out of 100. Even today I was playing against noobs. It was like, hey, we did it. We beat everybody. Like, this is pretty cool. There was 100 people when it started. And I just see the number dropping. I'm like, wow.
The next time you start a game, you go in with a crown, like you're glowing a little bit. So
like you just had a win.
And then nice. If someone kills you, they can take your crown. So if you win with a crown, you have a crowned victory. I have 16 crowned victories.
Wow. That's like if you win twice in a row, basically.
It's either if you win twice in a row or you take it off someone's dead body.
Damn, so you've done that essentially half the times that you win. It's double crowned.
You become a king.
So it's like you win and then you win again. They're just stacking. They're feeding into one another.
Exactly.
You need to have half without. Incredible.
But like, keep in mind, it is one fucking baby shit. Like, I'm wrecking toddlers. Like I said, like the first 8 in a row were wins. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to start New Year's Eve, to start 2022, I woke up, I had a brunch with my wife. I sat down. And 8 times in a row, I was told I am the best person available for what I was currently doing.
Amazing.
That is a good feeling.
Incredible. Yeah. No, that's great.
Well, again, Halo, but playing ranked with Mike and some of our other friends, we get frustrated because if you get to a certain level, you're playing against really good people, and then it's hard. So I always say, like, I wish I could just play against scrubs and just dominate scrubs. I would rather play a bunch of scrubs than play a bunch of people that are equal or better than me.
Yeah, so if you start a Fortnite account, you'll win really 8 in a row.
So maybe that is the perfect game for me.
Just start new accounts. I'm telling you. I've been playing a lot with a friend of the show, Matt. Like we've been doing duos, trios, and squads and stuff. His thing is a harpoon gun, which is something you use to fish in the game. But if you hit someone with it, it'll pull them towards you, so you can like whack them real quick and that type of thing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, Matt, if you're listening, forget Fortnite. Get on Halo. We'll play some ranked.
Look, I love Halo too. I really do. But to me, they're 2 different experiences, right? Like the deathmatch, the Slayer. I was 14 when that happened. That was my formative shooter, right? This is just that new thing that is definitely everyone else's formative shooter. And I would argue way better than we had it with Halo. Like we had it with Halo and it was like LAN parties and like, I don't get me wrong, I'll cherish those memories forever. But now, like they just
these days,
they just hang out all the time. Like you can play it wherever.
And that's the thing too, I guess. Oh, I was just putting a cultural button on this, and maybe before last thoughts, is like it has so much more relevance. Like Colin's saying, there's toys, there's crossovers. Like Halo wishes it could get The Rock, or Spider-Man. Yeah, they have a grappling hook, not the same thing. So it's like it's just this thing. Like Fortnite is the game, as Joe's been saying, but it's like even beyond that, it's just a piece of. It's a pop culture media. It's like transmedia almost now because of the toys and the crossovers with everything else. It's just this thing that's existed for 5 years, and I would agree is probably going to be just as influential for the next 5 years, more than any other game as far as influencing culture as a whole, right?
At the same time, I wouldn't want Halo to have all these brand tie-ins. Like Halo added cat ears to the store, and there was already like hardcore fans that are like, that's not like lore, like that doesn't fit the lore of Halo to have cat ears, which I think is like I would love to have cat ears.
Master, your new armor, of course, comes equipped with cat ears.
Just say
Jacob,
it's a weird acronym.
You gotta play Fortnite, man. If you're like,
love
I
it.
want kitty cat ears, you could literally be some sort of weird kitty cat and do Doja Cat dances. You
I
could
would
be
love that.
full fucking catted out and dunking on 12-year-olds.
But it's not something it would not be like an everyday kind of game for me, because I just want to play the hardcore shoot 'em up. Like,
But when you have
I
a
wanna
bad
get a
day,
nice
you can
VR.
go into Fortnite and wreck
True,
some
true.
children and log
I'm
off.
sure I will burn out of it, maybe even tomorrow. But when
think
someone
you
says, "Hey, you can web swing in this game," I was fucking sold right away.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I think you have somewhat sold me on it. I came into this episode much more pessimistic on Fortnite, so I think you've definitely swayed me to a certain degree. I don't know if I'll download it and play it, but
I
maybe
think
I
the
come around
talent
on
that they have working on this game is some of the best in the industry.
They're
Like,
not phoning
I
it
don't,
in, that's for sure.
yeah, like I'm not super versed in how video games work, but I know like being intuitive enough to think, oh, people could collect up to 6 of these fireflies that we randomly put in, and then we could put them in a jar, and this is what the animation will look like when they throw them. Oh, and let's have them automatically jar if they pick up more than 6, so there's 7 in their inventory. Like it's just crazy the amount of details, and that's not even like the character designers who are creating these like characters that are going to be iconic to a certain generation at some point. Like they are going to be like, yeah, fucking Jonesy is my Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's, I think, the cultural impact of it cannot be overstated. Even if you don't play it, you know what it is. You know people who play it, and probably know people who love it or own some of the merch. So, yeah, it's a big deal. The game, Joe. I like where your head's at, and thanks for getting me to try it out. Oh, shit. Storm's coming, you guys. Should we maybe move on over to final thoughts before we get lost in the storm? All right.
Back, we're in the eye of the storm here, talking Fortnite, trying to hold things down and survive. I think it's down to just the 4 of us. So before we decide who's going to be the victor royale here, let's give our final thoughts.
Yeah. Can I just throw out an anecdote? Again, I want to go back to my first experience. Actually, I'll do that. I'll do my first experience to my final thought, because I was totally a noob. Again, microtransactions, a little heavy-handed. The amount of dopamine hits in the early levels, like you walk 10 feet. Okay, I see you setting the hook, but you just got to teach your kids literacy with that. Mechanics were good. It was fun. Good enough. One thing that made me a little sad, though, when I wasn't talking on the microphone, my friends Sam and Britt were 2 young, girls. And after I'm not talking for the whole time, near the end of the game, he's like, maybe he's misogynistic. Maybe he hates us. And I'm like thinking it's in jest. And I'm like, well, and I'm not offended. I'm thinking to myself, there are a ton of people, and this is to you if you're these people, who are very toxic to female gamers. Like when they encounter them in their team, they'll talk a lot of shit or harass them. And I'm like, damn, you know what? For them to jump to, maybe he's not talking to us because we're female, made me a little bit sad for the state of video gaming. So Sam and Britt, you were awesome. Don't be mean to other gamers of any gender. Don't be a jerk. But that's one thing I'm like, because millions of people play this game, and I'm sure there's tons of assholes, tons of nice people. So when you're interacting with the game with a large population of players, don't be a jerk. That's all I want to say.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, but I think Fortnite, it's a cultural thing. It's fun. Might not be your thing, but there's a whole generation, like Joe said, that's going to be influenced and have really fond memories of, their first concert was in Fortnite. Like, what a world, right? So, yeah.
I dabbed on Tomato Tom while Bruno Mars was playing. It was great.
Best night of my life. Yeah, so good for them and good for the devs, Crazy success. Again, not my thing forever, but I can respect what it is. Yeah, the game.
Yeah. For me, I came in to this episode, pretty negative about Fortnite, but you won me over to a certain degree. But I'm still going to be kind of maybe I'm just old, maybe I'm an elitist, but it's just not my cup of tea, I guess.
What skin do they need to get you in, Jacob? Like, do they
I
need
don't
an
know. I don't know if there's a
Animorphs
single
tie-in or?
For all the times that we've talked about other video games where you've gone like, but is there a crafting element?
Yeah.
This game
that's a good
has
point.
a crafting element.
How did it not grab you?
Address this because that
It
is
needs to be.
true, and people say a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, it's like Minecraft or whatever," but I would disagree. It's not like Minecraft. Okay, the building in Fortnite, it's all about making defensive like towers and that kind of things. It's all based around it. It's not you're not using creativity to like make
A
cool looking
machine.
buildings and stuff or whatever. It's not why I play Minecraft. So while I
I would argue
appreciate
that that has
aspect,
also been updated, Jacob. There are trapdoors that you're building. There are pads that you can launch off of if you get them to a certain high enough point. Like there are, armored walls versus wood versus brick that all have different impacts. So I'm telling you, some of those
I will
updates
say-
that they've made, it's been 19
Yeah.
big changes.
I will say I'm basing most of my knowledge on this game off of what it was in like 2017, 2018, the last time I played it, because I did play it. I think the big thing that was coming out when I played it was John Wick was like a skin that you could get. So it was that long ago, however long that was ago, but John Wick was the big thing. It was like you could be John Wick, and I was like, okay. But the crafting, well, I
An
appreciate
R-rated
that
movie
aspect of it.
character.
Yeah, I appreciate the crafting aspect in it, but it's not really like the crafting that I like to play, which is, making cool buildings, making machines or factories. Like I've been playing this game Satisfactory, which is all about building factories. That's what I like to do. But, to each their own. I know it's very popular for a lot of people. That's all I can really say about it is, if you enjoy it, go for it. I'm not going to hold it against you.
When I see some pros throwing up crazy ass buildings in like 12 seconds, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Smash Brothers has a lot of inputs, but just imagining
Oh yeah, they have
what
to
they're doing.
memorize all the hotkeys and
That's
stuff.
so crazy.
Like, they're really
Yeah,
good
it's
players.
It's nuts. Yeah.
So the skill ceiling is, the floor might be low, but the ceiling is sky high, essentially.
It is.
So
But again, I did think a lot of people sort of transitioned to the Warzone type of thing. But it's still, it's still around. So good for Fortnite. And, good for
Just
you.
brought up another thing we should
I don't have to
mention.
like you,
type-
but I respect you. Right.
Exactly.
Type Fortnite into YouTube, you get 1 billion hits. I mean, still to this day. So
Yeah.
that is.
That's true.
I like that I did have an okay boomer moment with it, where when it came on the scene, I was like, this is the way kids play video games? Their attention span is so dumb. When I was a kid, you really had to focus, and you were
Right.
lucky with what you had. It starts and it ends, and it starts and it ends, and they just can't pay attention to anything, and it's free, and it doesn't look how it looks. And I thought all that, and then I got my hands on it and tried one game and was like, oh, this game fucking rules. What the fuck am I talking about? Shut up, old man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
immediately it makes you feel more in touch than just an out-of-touch old weirdo. So I'm glad that it hit me like that. I
Yeah,
like it. I like Fortnite. I like
Same
that
thing
you
with
like
me.
it.
Yeah, I was just like Jacob. And then I tried it, and it's like it kind of clicks. You're like, okay, I see the value that this could have to someone who's not me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
Look, I was 14 when Halo was popular. You know what I mean? Like I played Halo when I was a teenager. I'm sure I would enjoy that again. I would love to play with you guys sometime. But a game that has goofy fucking dances that I can play with my siblings who are 7 years older and 7 years younger, and everyone can have a good time jumping on. There's Spider-Man, there's anime, there's fucking popular music, there's weird mythos of their own, and it's free. Like, I think the young talent working on that game is absolutely the future of this industry, and I can't wait for season 4 to drop. That's the other thing. Like, you guys keep acting like it's over. Like, The Rock is about to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is
It's
one
just
thing I wanted to
beginning.
say too. You mentioned, the social aspect of it, which is very interesting because obviously when we were younger, Halo 2 and Halo 3 I really like the social aspect of, being in a lobby, meeting people. If you like the people that you're playing with, you can party up and keep playing with them. That aspect of it really was awesome. And so I like that about Fortnite. What I wish, again, Halo Infinite would do better is that social aspect, because there's no pregame lobbies anymore. No one, like pretty much no one is ever on mic if you're playing with strangers. It's just not the same as it used to be. So I wish they could fix that in Halo, have the social aspect, have reason to talk to people, have pre-game lobbies, have voting on maps, have the ability to party up with some randos that you meet and like that's all missing from this new Halo game. And I think that really hurts it.
Let Master Chief do the floss. That's all that they want.
Get him in Fortnite. Then I'll just play Fortnite. Just let me be
Gears of War came.
Mm-hmm.
Gears of War came. Spider-Man's come. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I would just cosplay Master Chief, and I'd be like, I need a chug. Give me a weapon, and I'll Cortana. Where's the drops? Where we dropping tonight, boys?
That social aspect, I really wish Halo still had that, and I'm glad that Fortnite has that for a younger generation.
Yeah. So Fortnite, the game. By the way, shout out to Battle Royale. In preparation for this, I watched both movies, read the novel, the famous Japanese film that started all these concepts.
That's great, Mike.
Hunger Games.
Hey, do you guys like Battle Royale movies? Joe, do you like Battle Royale movies?
Not particularly. I really only don't. I only like this format. I think in this game too. Like Apex Legends was okay, but not great. Did not care for Warzone at all. That was probably my least favorite. And I would argue that like Halo is not this at all. That's
it's
traditional
more comparable
Halo,
in the live services, free to play.
Yeah,
the marketplace is the
social
biggest connection to it. Yeah.
Of current Halo is better. With Battle Royales, I've played. Like I said, I've played a lot of them. PUBG, Warzone. I did like Warzone. It had its issues when it was first coming out too, but I think they've also balanced and updated it a lot. It's just weird that this became such a trend in video games because it was almost kind of accidental, like you said, with how Fortnite came around. PUBG was a mod of a different game.
CS:GO
there was just this guy or this person named Player Unknown made a battle royale in a different game. It was so popular they spun it off into its own game. So the whole idea of a battle royale, it's almost amazing that became such a big trend because of how it originated.
I'm shocked.
I mean, it was what the players wanted. It was they made it themselves, and then Fortnite, literally perfected it.
But it's really the biggest innovation in first-person shooters in like 20 years, right? If you go back to Doom, the original Doom and the original, Wolfenstein or whatever, to compare to Halo or Call of Duty, it hasn't changed that much.
No, graphics got better.
The basic format of it, graphics.
No,
get better.
but it was like Quake inventing team death matches,
capture the flag and stuff slowly.
Capture the flag stuff.
Yeah.
And now you've got, like you're saying, Jacob, a new game type emerged because one guy randomly made a mod to a different game, and then this game we're talking about fucking lucked out. That is a wild series of events.
Yeah, it really came around at the perfect time for them. Totally discarded what the game was going to be, which was that zombie tower defense thing, which never would have been as popular as Fortnite is now. So just weird.
There are wolves that are like chase you if you hang out too long. If you hang out in a spot, if you're camping, a bunch of wolves come in and get you.
Here's how long we have existed now in this world of it. We have seen the come and go of people trying to be like, it's Battle Royale meets, just like party games. That Fall Guys game, right? Where it's Battle Royale meets like Mario Party. And you just go like, wow, really?
Oh, that fucking Tetris game that I loved a million years ago. Please bring back
really
that Tetris game. It's all I want.
We kind of accidentally found this like really fun sub-genre of or game style of Battle Royale. People just, I guess, watched that original Japanese movie and were like, hey, what if a bunch of people were on an island together or whatever and only one could win?
Last one standing.
Yeah. It's a great concept and it's been used many times now. So I'm not tired of the Battle Royale idea. I think it can definitely persevere for a long time.
I'm ready for a quarter quell.
I don't know why the hell Hollywood hasn't been like, we gotta remake that movie, But,
right. Well, they made Hunger Games,
Yeah, they
What's
also
that?
did a Stone Cold Steve Austin one too. I can't remember what it was called, but they were prisoners on an
Mike,
island.
this whole time I was like, what are
Yeah.
other Battle Royale movies? And then I was like, there's that one where Stone Cold's a prisoner on an island.
Can't remember
Yeah.
the name.
How
But
have you also seen
It's
that
like
D-list
Death Race
movie?
is like that
Because
too,
it's,
but that's more
you
about
know,
race.
Well, that's like a
Battle
Mario
Royale.
Kart.
Isn't
Yeah.
Gamer sort of like that? Like
Gamer is exactly
I
this.
think
You're
so,
totally
yeah.
right.
and it's like kind of Fortnite-esque, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
like an open world Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah, well, Battle Royale movie or Fortnite movie coming soon. Probably, like you said, Joe, with The Rock. It's going to happen. He'll be originally a man in a khaki shirt in the jungle and then get transported into the
Probably,
Fortnite game world. Yeah, or something
Or if you
like
see him,
What is
the
Jumanji
foundation, he's got
character?
like sick armor
It's
on
called
him. He's
He
pretty
does.
cool. Yeah.
that. Yes. Well, Fortnite, I think we've done it. You know, are we the last squad standing? I think we are.
All right. Guns out on each other, boys.
Yeah.
One of us can only survive. We're going to pull the trigger here in just a second. But before we do that, we want to urge you, normies, to, drop onto our podcast by
nice.
going to @normies_like_us on all social media. Check out the YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. It helps us out. Thank you.
Yeah. And then talk out the YouTubes again. Like I said, this is the end of it for us. It has been your hosts.
Bang, 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 bang. Colin, gun guy.
Mikey Royale.
So there's a character whose name is Mancake. He's a pancake, but he's a man. His name's Mancake. All right, play Fortnite. I'm Joe.
And this is Tomato Jacob coming at you from Tomato Town, everyone's favorite.
Oh no, he's
local
flossing! Shoot,
Oh, he's
Jacob!
flossing.
Bang, 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 bang.
city. Normies Justice.
I'm coming at him with my bat.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.